Today for New Music Monday, we're going to check out the brand new album from Black Joe Lewis, and it's called Electric Slave. Black Joe Lewis are one of the few bands that I can remember the instant that I heard them the very first time, as it was a few years ago at Lollapalooza, and to tell you the truth, I was instantly a big fan of these guys. They just had this sound and this energy that was tough not to get into, and that form continues on this album. The second this album kicks off with Skull Diggin', you can tell what this band is all about. As it has so much power and attitude, it is just killer. And throughout the album, the band tries out a number of different styles, and they even delve into psychobilly a bit at times. And honestly, that's a good thing. No, you know what? That's a great thing. They do settle into their more expected soulful blues sounds for a majority of the record, but it's the way that they work in the horns and other instruments that give their songs such a unique presence and overall sound. There's just a fantastic amount of sonic diversity here, especially on songs like Guilty. Whether it's punk, blues, a bit of country, a bit of disco, or just straightforward kick-ass rock and roll, it's clear that this band loves to play, and they love to play loud. Seriously, you just have to get up and dance to these songs, and you're gonna find yourself singing along and screaming along in no time. For me though, this record is all about the rhythm section, as it's the small fills and layering that you hear that really helps to vault these songs to such heights. Also, the diversity in guitar sounds and approaches is amazing on this album. And if you need any proof of that, compare the sound you find on Come to My Party to any other song on the album. But maybe the best thing about this album is the fact that they never try to be too clever or really jump into the new trends in music. Simply put, this band is who they are, and if you don't like the brand of rock and roll that they make, well, first off, you're crazy, and secondly, they don't really care. Now, to be honest, there are one or two tracks here that do get a little bit repetitive, but when a band like this finds a good musical pocket, it's hard to get bored with the music. Also, things do get a bit too fuzzy and too crunchy a couple of times on this album, and it does result in a few minutes of subpar music. They just let things get a little bit too loud, and with all of the instrumentation, it just ends up coming off as noise. It's that sort of chaotic sound that bands go for, but in this case, it doesn't work in a good way. But honestly, these moments are truly the exception and absolutely not the rule on this album. Overall, this is another solid effort from Black Joe Lewis, and it's certainly on par with everything they've done to this point. And on the buy it or borrow it, Electric Slave is an absolute borrow it. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you dug it. If you did, go ahead and click subscribe, leave a comment, click like, whatever you want to do. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.